Hello, everyone, and good evening. Welcome to Reality Hour. I'm Adam Samuel. Today, Dancing with the Stars, we are talking not just about week 8, but also week 9, because we missed last week. It's a bit my fault. I apologize for that, but we are here. We are going to be talking everything that's been going on with Dancing with the Stars, including this very surprising elimination, especially for my co-host, Grace. How you doing today, Grace?
Today, we mourn.
I got to tell you, the biggest surprise for me is the fact that I came out of 3 eliminations with my top 2 picks still on my team. They're still on the board.
Eric, stop throwing shade.
Wait! I'm out of the loop. What is this? What happened here?
Okay, so MJ posted karaoke. She did Dream On, and I sarcastically tweeted that Danny Goki did it better. And Eric did not like that very much.
Oh God! Well,
I was being sarcastic.
The shade makes this podcast go round. This is how reality works.
I felt
Reality
everybody.
Well, but Dancing with the Stars. So, I gotta say, biggest headline for me. I wake up this morning. The first thing I do, I wake up. It's 4 a.m. I'm one of those like squinty gifts. Like I'm like my eyes. I can't open them. I'm kind of like this.
That's
but
me.
I take my phone. I look up the results from Dancing with the Stars. I watch the video of the results, and I go straight to YouTube. It's the first thing I do when I wake up. And I was watching, and I see the bottom, the remaining 3, I think was Skye, AJ, and Johnny. And I was like, okay, AJ's going to be safe. I'm going to lose one of my top 2. I know how this is going. That's not what happened.
No.
What happened, Grace? Tell me.
I lost my first pick. And Nelly
How did this happen?
How did Nelly survive? Like, who was voting for him?
Because I woke up, like I said, I'd only watched like a small portion of the episode, and I was just so confused. I was like, what happened?
Yes, Eric, really.
So let's dissect this for a moment, because I feel like this, like I said, this is the big headline coming out of the show. So, Grace, where did AJ go wrong? What happened?
Team Not Adam is not losing. I still have 4 couples left. He only has 2.
But we're still chugging along.
And yours are the only 2 that have been in the bottom 2 so far.
But
out of everyone
I feel
who's
like
left.
Wait, so we have how many? Next week is the semifinals, then is the finale, right?
Yes.
So is there a double elimination next week?
There is.
Ooh, so I could go into the finale with Bagel.
I don't think it's gonna happen. I think you're gonna have at least one. I don't think you're gonna lose them both.
Who's the one gonna be?
I don't know.
All right, wait. So AJ, where did he go wrong? What happened?
If I knew, I would say. I mean, he had the lowest score this week. The judges were not going to send somebody home after they got a perfect score. It was probably the wrong decision. I mean, Nelly should have been gone this week, and he was completely safe.
All right, so I'll be honest. Here's how I think next week's going to go. I think we lose Nelly and one of my picks. And then whichever one we didn't lose goes home in 4th. Or is it 5th? How many people are left? 7? 6?
There's 6. It's a 4-person finale.
Well, I don't know how this happened. Truly, Grace. I thought there was some more gas in that train, but alas, it's not. So, like I said, we're left with our top 6. Grace.
Our semifinalists.
Our semifinalists. And Grace, I want to ask, who's got the best chance? Who do you think is going to make it?
Either Caitlyn or Neve. I mean, Neve is better, but I think Caitlyn has a bigger fan base.
No, it's got to be Justina. Caitlyn's
I don't
boring.
think Justina has a shot at winning.
Why?
She is boring.
Caitlyn's super, like, I'm sure she's a lovely person, but like on the show,
No.
you
We'll
know.
talk about that when we get to the dance-offs.
Well, since this is also a recap where we're going to be talking about both episodes, it's going to be a bit lighter on the second episode and lighter on the first episode and a bit heavier on episode 9. But one big thing that happened was we lost Jeannie Mai,
Yes.
who had some throat condition that required emergency surgery. What kind of happened here?
Well, she was rushed to the hospital. Like, she had epiglottitis, and they said if they had waited one more day to do the surgery, her throat would have closed up. The surgery was successful, but obviously she had to drop out of the competition.
How's she been doing since?
I haven't heard. I did see that somebody's trying to get a petition to have her host the show, which I wouldn't be upset about at this point.
Well, I guess we could talk about that next. So here we are, 2 more weeks left, Dancing with the Stars. Can't believe it's almost over.
I know.
Tyra Banks. What's the consensus? How are you feeling about her, and how is the fan base kind of feeling about her?
The fan base has been slamming her since day one, and they're not going to change their minds. Guilty.
You too?
Oh, totally. Hey, at least Tom Bergeron never dressed like Nicki Minaj.
God.
Great host.
Great host. Eric, she's the greatest talent of our generation. Like, what are you talking about? I stole it.
Absolutely not.
Well, let's talk
Carrie Ann was
about
dressed like Mariah Carey, so they had Nicki and Mariah on television together, and they didn't kill each other.
So for week 8, we were going to have a double elimination. We didn't.
Right.
We lose Jeannie, and then in the second elimination, Chrishell goes. Pretty predictable episode. I feel like I wasn't exactly wowed by the first one. I thought it was pretty straightforward. The relay dance round,
pointless.
I would rather the dance. I love the dance offs. I thought those were so much more fun to watch.
The thing with the relays is, like, if they had just ranked the couples, it's like third place gets this many points, second place gets this many points, first place gets this many points. That's how they've done it, like, before, and like they mostly do it in the finale, and I think that would have been better than, like, because this round just felt like charity.
I miss when they would have the group numbers, and this is kind of the question I gotta ask, is that I know they're kind of like sequestered, like, because of COVID. Are they sequestered together, like as a group, like all of the contestants are sequestered together, or is it just like the pairings? Because if they're all sequestered together, couldn't they do like group performances and numbers?
I think it's the couples, because like even the pros that are married to one another, which I think every married couple amongst the pros, one of them is eliminated from the show now. Even the married pros couldn't live together.
But at some point, if you've been like sequestered for these 2 weeks, aren't you already like, can at that point you just...
I'm not a doctor.
And also at the same point, if one person gets it, they all get it. Because,
right.
like if one person gets COVID, I feel like the whole show gets shut down. So...
And there's only 2 weeks left.
Yes. Well, what in your opinion were some of the highlights from the week 1 episode? It was week 8 episode.
8 episode.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody really screwed up. Nobody really stood out that much. But I don't really have any highlights from this week.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. Like, there were no 10s the entire episode.
No.
It's kind of a... I feel like we got more 10s in other seasons. Like it was...
We did.
I'm like, where's the good... Is it just the talent this year? Are they just not...
Kind of.
That's a shame. But we have Icons Week. And I got to tell you, my favorite part of this episode was in the first 2 minutes.
Oh, with the cologne
the
thing?
perfume, the cologne, I loved it. I brilliant, Grace, brilliant.
I try not to pay attention to the cold opens.
Those are funny. Usually they're pretty lame, but I was like, good job, show.
These shows
Thumbs
don't
up.
do funny well. I mean, American Idol kind of does, but the rest of these shows don't.
I feel like there's that level of like cringe funny, but like
Yeah.
sometimes they like strike where they're aiming for cringe humor, but they accidentally like go into actual humor. That's what I feel. No?
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
All right. Well, we kick off the episode with Justina and Sasha doing a rumba. Not my favorite of Justina's work.
No. I mean, I was a little bit surprised that she had Madonna for her icon. That just seemed like a mismatch. It could have been a lot smoother. But I mean, can you really do a Madonna number on a primetime show that families watch together?
I'm trying to think what song you could do.
I mean, Paula
I'm
Deen
not that
did-
familiar with, I don't know Madonna's catalog of music, I'll be honest.
I don't either, but Paula Deen did Vogue, but she did like from the 84 VMAs where Madonna was dressed as Marie Antoinette. I mean, it wasn't anything too risque. It was just weird, but I mean, it's Paula Deen. So, but yeah, this was definitely not her best dance.
Yeah, pretty disappointing. It was weirdly low energy. That's the weird thing. I feel like when
What's a rumba?
yeah, but then this dance style isn't to her best, isn't playing to her strengths. You know,
I think she's better when she can like have that fire and that energy, which is a big part of why I don't think she can win, because she hasn't mastered both.
Her draw is that infectious energy, and when you take it away, it kind of feels a little like the air's been a little let out of the balloon. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought after this that she would be in the bottom two, but she wasn't. So
I still think she could win.
I don't.
Well,
if she does, I won't be that upset, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think she'll be in the finale, but I don't think she'll win.
Next up, we have Nelly and Daniella. They're doing a jazz. What was this song? This song,
California Love.
This was from South Park. There was a whole South Park episode about. Never mind.
I don't watch South Park. I think the first time, and Eric, if you're still here, you can back me up. I heard this song was when Honey G did it on X Factor.
Honey G? How do you sing this? There's like 10 lyrics.
Honey G's a rapper, and she was a joke contestant. So she threw in her little line here.
Yikes. Well, what did you think of the performance of Nelly's?
I mean, I'm kind of happy that he got Tupac, because if it were anybody else, it wouldn't have worked. He got to record his own version of the song, which I actually thought was pretty cool. Honestly, this performance, it didn't even feel serious to me. But I mean, Nelly is clearly the weakest dancer left.
Yeah, how is he still here?
How has he not been in the bottom two yet?
If he doesn't go home next week, Grace, he could win.
I mean, somebody tweeted, and I retweeted this, that after the last two seasons, nothing should surprise us with this show anymore, and they're not wrong.
And yet he got straight 8s. So I was like,
right.
Wow.
I mean, good for Daniella and Brit making the semifinals on their first season, because most of the times the new pros are like gone by now, or they're gone within the first 2 weeks, but they're semifinalists and it's their first season, so good for those two. Why did you remind me?
Well,
because
now we
I'm
move
thinking
on
about post-apocalyptic all-star seasons of these shows, and they always involve the cringiest contestants.
And now we move on to, talk about hot mess. AJ McLean and Cheryl. Oh, God. Are there going to be actual tears, Grace?
No, I thought he was going to go home next week, because literally every season, my favorite either gets eliminated the week before the finale or makes the finale and loses. Usually they come in second or third. They don't like lose hard. There were some missteps, like at the beginning it was a little bit rough, but I did not think that it was as bad as the judges made it out to be, especially Carrie Ann. She gave them a 7. Like, how dare you?
There was one thing about this, was that something was off with the singer. Did you notice that? Like, when the singer, there was one part where he cracks. Like at the end of
I
his
didn't notice
performance,
that, but I mean,
I was
Matthew's
like, "Ooh, this is like bad 2 times over."
Matthew is our friend who likes to bash Ray Chu live for their terrible covers, although he's not the only one. I see a lot of people on Twitter doing it. I mean, to be fair, I mean, Queen songs are hard to sing.
So why don't you just have Queen sing it?
Because
Grace just
Freddie
gives me
Mercury is
dagger
dead.
eyes.
Freddie
No, but you
Mercury
could
is
have like
dead.
play a studio version, not
Oh, like
you
play
know.
a track.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say they could get Adam Lambert, which no, they can't right now.
No, why does it have to be like? I'm fine with covers, you know, like.
I mean, a lot of people don't.
I mean,
like
not covers. I'm fine with the
fun with the tracks,
the actual tracks of the actual song.
Yeah. I mean, but if they have a band, why wouldn't they use the band?
Because then
when I say
sometimes it
honey,
happens.
you say G, honey.
I feel like I'm out of the loop. What is this? What happened here?
Honey G was a joke contestant on X Factor a few years ago that somehow made it to the live shows. Actually, somebody who, well, actually, no, she got cut in the 6-chair challenge, and then somebody who made it to Sharon's house couldn't do it because they were international, so Honey G got brought back. Literally,
Was this
would
US?
not have. No, this is UK.
Oh.
But literally, no other judge besides Sharon Osbourne or maybe Nicole Scherzinger would have put her through to the live shows. Simon would not have, Louis would not have. Queen and Adam Lambert, which is a tribute band. All right. Anyway, yeah, back to AJ. I thought he would go home next week because this is how Cheryl's runs end. And if this is her last season, it was a fitting way for her to go out being snubbed yet again.
All I can say, one more shot, one more domino down. We've only got 4 more to go. We're almost there.
I'm still winning this draft. I'm totally winning this draft.
What do I get if I win again? Didn't we have a deal like if
I have to watch John Tucker Must Die?
And
then when I win, you have to review one of Bobby Bones' books.
Oh God.
Maybe if Eric wins the Idol draft, you can review his other one.
Anyway, Caitlyn, Bristow, and Artem doing an Argentine tango. Very good job, I thought. Mm-hmm. Very good. And yet I still feel nothing for this contestant.
Oh yeah, this was easily like my favorite dance of the night up until that point. Which wasn't really saying a whole lot. I did love that she wasn't afraid to admit that she was like a giant Britney Spears fangirl. And I really liked the arrangement with like the strings and stuff because
this one worked
song several times.
It works so well as a tango. Like I loved it with like
I don't know if you remember if you've ever seen Rumor Willis's freestyle. She was Val's first winner. They did a version of the song where she sang and Val played violin, and it was kind of like this. So I thought it was really cool. I mean, maybe not as cool as like the version that Milo did for his contemporary on Halloween night a few years ago. But I mean, this was definitely a really good dance. The judges loved it. She's killing it on YouTube, so I think at this point she's probably going to end up winning, but I can't say I'm satisfied.
That'd be such a disappointing end to the season. I mean, we've got Team Hot Mess. There's like so many.
We've watched Bobby Bones win. We've seen far more disappointing things happen to this show.
We could have had Carol Baskin on the show and just.
We did.
Which, by the way,
sent her home.
I had her still on. Which, by the way, I heard rumors for Big Brother, a celebrity edition, maybe, and people were talking about Carol Baskin.
I mean, Dancing with the Stars, Big Brother, and Masked Singer all have the same casting director, which is why they've shared so many.
I don't like that. I hate
similar
that.
Things.
What? I don't like that because they just make contestants just make the rounds. Like if I didn't like them on Dancing with the Stars, and then they're going to be on Big
Brother's a very different show.
Carol Baskin could win that show.
Like I loved Joey Lawrence when he was on Dancing with the Stars, but I heard on Big Brother he was awful.
Anyway, Johnny Weir and Brit.
Yes.
Quick steps are always like, I always find them to be not very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
This was really good though. It was a little jarring. I mean, him as Amy Winehouse was like a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, but, he was the only one that had a celebrity of the opposite gender.
Yeah, but it worked.
He pulled it off. He pulled off the look really well.
Yeah, it was just like that one moment I was like, oh, because I thought it was her. Like I thought they'd switch places, and then once I
thought
saw
Brit
what was
doing
going
Amy
on,
Winehouse?
yeah. But once I saw, I was like, okay, and then it just took off, and it was really, really well done.
Oh yeah. Quick steps usually like early in the season they're a mess because they're so hard.
So you
But
get them
later
out of
on
the
they're usually
way.
quite
You
good.
just want to do it so you're done with it, you know?
Yeah, but this is actually really good. I love the song choice. I think he's gonna be in the finale. I don't think he can win, but I think he'll be in the finale.
Top 2?
Third if he's lucky. He's been in the bottom 2 twice now.
And he made it this week though.
I know that was a mistake.
You would have sent Johnny home?
I would have replaced Johnny with Nelly and sent Nelly home. But
All right, I don't like where this conversation is going. Let's move on to Skye Jackson.
yes.
Really? Oh, that makes a lot of sense. What
were we talking about, Eric? The chat's
I don't
behind
remember.
here.
Well, we move on. Skye and Alan doing a Paso Doble.
Janet Jackson.
And yet I feel like if I had to predict one of my contestants going next week, I feel like it might be Skye.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Johnny has a better shot. What are your thoughts on this?
I mean, I did like that she, shared her. I mean, I think the whole talking about the whole Black Lives Matter movement, that alone earned her some votes. I thought her shapes were good for me. I mean, Pasto's all about aggression. For me, I feel like it was just too much aggression, or it was like one-dimensional. What?
Okay.
Oh, Eric's messages.
Eric just sent me a message that apparently on our YouTube channel, when they are watching this podcast, my name is cut off. So instead of Team Hot Mess, it says Team Hot Me. Thought it was funny. Anyway, go on. You were saying?
Oh, it was about the casting director being shared. That's what it was.
Oh.
But yeah, I thought her shapes were good. It really wasn't bad. Technically, it was fine. But also, what is it with her like freezing her face in one spot? Like, you're not taking a picture. You're doing a dance move. This is not the first time I've called her out on that.
Yeah. Something with the facial expressions just is like.
Yeah. Like I said, the pasta's all aggression, but for me, it just felt like too much. But I thought the 3 nines were a good thing.
I feel like she was just overcooking it. That's how
I feel about her, like a lot of her performances.
I don't know. It just feels manufactured.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But yeah, we move on. Neve and Jenna. Closing out our the final single couple dance of the night. Who was this again? Who are they? Oh, yes, Elton John. Love
Saturday
it.
Night All Right for Fighting.
I love the song choice. I love the dance. This was a fun performance. And I like to have fun watching these shows. So probably my personal favorite of this batch, just because I enjoyed it. What about you?
Neve is definitely the best dancer left on the show this season.
I would have thought that.
I know you picked Carol Baskin before I picked him, and if I win, if he wins, that's going to be the funniest thing ever.
Grace,
that
we're Team Hot
I
Me.
won with somebody who was picked after Carol Baskin. But yeah, I mean, I was a little surprised that the judges downplayed this as much as they did. I mean, he's not going to win, so you don't need to downplay him. Although now with AJ gone, I wouldn't be surprised if he does win. But at the same time, Jenna did one freestyle and it sucked. So that's, I think, going to be his biggest hurdle.
I don't see him winning. I could honestly see a potential shock boot next week.
I think he's a lock for the finale.
That much? Is there that much kind of attention on him recently?
I don't know, but I feel like if he's in the bottom 3 next week, whoever he's with, the judges will definitely save him.
We need to do like a chart with the scenarios, like bottom 3 scenarios, who gets saved. Like if the bottom 3 is Skye, Johnny, and Neve, who goes home?
Skye.
Well, 2 people are going home. Who gets saved? Okay. Skye, Neve. Johnny. Okay. If it's Nelly, Neve, and Johnny who gets saved.
Neve.
If it's Caitlyn, Neve, and Nelly who gets saved. Ooh, that one's harder.
Not Nelly. If it's Caitlyn, Neve, and Justina, I'm going to freak out. Because those are the three that really actually deserve to be in the finale. If Nelly lands in the bottom three at all, he's done. And Johnny's been in the bottom two twice now, so I feel like it'll be him too. Although, I don't know, they saved Allie Brooke after 3 times.
Well, let's move on to the dance-off, which I love. This is another of my favorite parts of the episode. We start off with a cha-cha-cha, Caitlyn and Artem and Justina and Sasha. Yes. Here's how I would describe this performance. Caitlyn, very pitch perfect. Like, all the moves are right, but Justina was more fun. And that's just my summation. Like, Caitlyn's doing it all right, but my eyes were just constantly going to Justina. Like, I was just, yeah, you're good, but like, that's kind of how I was feeling.
I mean, even the judges said that this was like energy versus technique. Caitlyn was cleaner. Justina was more fun to watch. And I personally liked Justina better, and so did the boys. So she ended up winning. Plus, Caitlyn did not need those 2 extra points. Justina did. And Justina even said that, which might take her down a notch because it might make her seem a little bit unlikable. But I don't hope it doesn't.
Yeah, but I like Justina. Happy she kind of won. So, we move on. Skye and Alan and Nelly and Daniella. What'd you make of this one?
Honestly, I thought Skye was going to blow him out of the water. It was more evenly matched than I thought it would be. But,
which is a surprise.
I mean, even Nelly taking his shirt off was not enough to save him.
And yet he was saved.
Well, I mean, he lost this dance off. Carrie and Bruno were the only two that picked him. Only Derek voted for him.
I don't know. This is kind of my least favorite of the 3, honestly. I was kind of not as interested. But what I was
Thankfully,
interested
there's one that's like a knockdown drag out. Thankfully, this year that wasn't the case, but yeah.
The one that I was actually really interested in was AJ and Cheryl and Johnny and Brit. They were doing this was Jives. I love Jives.
Yep.
So much fun. Yeah, just a fun performance. I'm always going to enjoy these. What did you think of it?
I mean, I agree that this was the most even of the night. Even the judges were torn. I thought AJ's like kicks and flicks were a little bit better, but I thought Johnny was more entertaining. A lot of people on Twitter said they would have called this one for Johnny. I was maybe thinking if AJ won that this would save him, but I thought wrong.
Yeah, now in hindsight, watching this, I'm surprised that they saved, like, this was our bottom 2. Yeah. I'm surprised. Like, if I was a producer, I would have like thought one of the judges would have gone like, I'm going to base this on the dance off and go from there. But no, that didn't happen.
Right.
But yeah, we come down to our bottom 2, AJ versus Johnny, and we save Johnny. Do you have any final thoughts to share on AJ's run on the show? Any last minute comments about his performances? What you thought? He was your number 1 pick on our draft, Grace. Number 1.
He was starting to, like, his performances were starting to deteriorate a little bit.
It was 1 week.
I know, but like, I mean, he was consistently improving, and then he started to drop. And I mean, like, really, I think this season is a case of what have you done for me lately? So I mean, if they were basing it on this week, it was probably a fair thing to save AJ over Johnny. If they're basing it on the season as a whole, I mean, AJ never got any 10s. Johnny got a perfect score this week. They're not going to send somebody home after they get a perfect score. It's just not going to happen. I'm still upset.
It happened with Alexa.
Yeah, but the judges didn't get a say in that.
Well, anyway, What do we have moving forward? We have semifinals, 2 people going home. Who'd you say? Who's your prediction for who's in the most danger?
Nelly for sure. And I'm going to say eliminated probably Nelly and Skye. I don't see either of those two surviving a bottom 2.
I feel like we're due for a shock.
We had a shock this week.
Another. By shock, I just mean one person from your team.
I mean, I think Johnny's going to survive this week. Although,
Right.
I mean, if he's in the bottom 2, though, since this will be his 3rd time there, I think the judges will have a hard time justifying keeping him around. Although, like I said, they saved Allie Brooke on her 3rd trip to the bottom 2 over James Vanderbeek, but they only did that because James was going to win.
What's coming up next week? What has there been a press release? Is there music?
There is.
What's going on?
Okay, so we have 2 dances, 2 full couples dances for the first time this season. The first is a repeat redemption dance. It's a style they've already done, but the song is different.
That's a trap. That's a trap.
Well, it's a song that they already did. Well, it's a dance style they already did, but the music is different, and they'll be mentored by one of the judges. And then they have their new style as well. Oh, no, the judges actually... This is not American Idol. The judges actually give solid advice here.
All right.
Be yourself.
Just be yourself. That's all you got to do. That's it. That's all you got to do. That's it, yo. That's it.
Bobby Bones does
Big
not
Brother.
say yo.
That was Big Brother. Anyway.
Okay. All right. So the couples dance styles, I'm going to do both of them at the same time just because that's how the press release has it. Caitlyn and Artem, their redemption dance is a paso to, I'm going to say this wrong. Unfortunately, my Spanish is not very good. Hanuman. It's a Latin song. I've never heard of it.
Hanuman?
Hanuman.
Hanuman. I don't know.
I don't know. And then their new style is a contemporary to Cowboy Take Me Away. And this is actually Artem's first
Dixie
semifinal
Chicks?
too. They're just the chicks now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, they're just the chicks. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, this is Artem's first semifinal too, so snaps to him. All right. Yeah. Skye and Alan, their redemption dance is a cha-cha to Move Your Feet, which you've probably heard before. Da, 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 da. Something like that. It's super fun. And then their new style is a Viennese waltz to Lonely by Noah Cyrus. I don't know that song either.
Oh, not the Justin Bieber? All right, go on.
Justina and Sasha, their redemption dance is a tango to El Tango de Roxanne from Moulin Rouge. This version's been done on the show before. Eric, the judges on this show actually give solid advice. This is not American Idol or The Voice. Anyway, and then their new style for Justina is a contemporary to a piano violin version of Holding Out for a Hero.
You know, contemporary is really just code for it's going to be tens. Like, that's just
I hope
how it
so.
is.
Justina hasn't had any yet. Nelly and Daniela, their redemption dance is a paso to Run Boy Run.
Oh, I love that
As in,
song.
Run Boy Run away from the competition.
That
No,
was
I'm horrible.
from Umbrella Academy. Did you watch Umbrella Academy?
No, we've talked about this before.
You should watch Umbrella Academy.
All right.
That's what I can I amend my like winning the game? Like, instead of watching John Tucker Must Die, my pick is going to be Umbrella Academy.
the whole series.
3 episodes. You could quit
Okay.
after 3 episodes. Deal?
And then
We're going to
sure.
do a virtual shake. I think we both used our right hands.
All right. Anyway, and then their new style is a jive to Jump, Jive, and Wail, which I don't think has been used on the show that much, which is a little surprising.
Okay.
Neve and Jenna, their redemption dance is a foxtrot to Sign of the Times.
Just stop your crying. It's a sign of the times.
Can we dedicate that song to 2020?
I hope you're wearing your best
Oh
clothes.
God! All right, I'm gonna stop you before you get to the falsetto part. And then their new style is a contemporary to another very fitting 2020 song, "If the World Was Ending." You'd come over,
I
right?
can feel like What the World Needs Now is Love. Like, why do we gotta go with these dark songs? It's like in a horror movie, like when the
Well, what
world
the
is
world
being
needs now
destroyed.
would be a waltz because it's in triple. That was actually Normani's freestyle that nobody liked. They did the Andrew Day version. It was sad.
What's with these people and picking like really like depressing songs?
They
It's
don't
like in
pick
horror.
the music.
The producers picking the music. It's
And
like
honestly, I
there
think
was
it's a good choice for contemporary.
Eric says, and then I have to review both Bobby Vogt. How many books has this guy written? How old
They're
is
both
he?
New York Times bestsellers.
So you know what? They got to be good.
No, they don't. All right, and last one. Johnny and Brit, their redemption dance is a salsa to X by the Jonas Brothers, which I've never heard.
You're like supposed to be our Jonas Brothers like know-it-all person on that.
Why? Because I'm a millennial girl?
Because you like the boy bands. I don't know.
They're not a boy band.
Jonas Brothers are a boy band.
No, they're not. They play
Eric will settle this. Eric will settle. Eric are the Jonas Brothers a boy band? Go on.
All right, and then their new dance is a jazz to I Lived.
Ooh, that's jazz?
Yeah. That song's been used on the show before.
I did it all.
Yes, because it's 2020 and there are no happy things. Well, there was one
one happy thing. What was the happy thing? Was it the winner of American Idol?
No politics. No politics.
Nope. I gotta tell you though, like this has been a rough year for reality television. Like American Idol, AGT.
You lost the American Idol draft.
I lost the draft?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Eric won that draft.
I've won the first 2 seasons.
AGT. Yeah. But I mean,
both
of your golden buzzers went out in the first round. I'm probably going to win this Dancing with the Stars draft. There was no So You Think You Can Dance, although I've been meaning for that show to end for a long time now.
It's still on? Is Nigel Lithgow still a judge? Didn't they do a kids season also?
Yeah, Nigel's a producer. I mean, a bunch of the pros on Dancing with the Stars came from there.
Which ones?
Well, the ones we have left, Alan, Jenna, Lindsay and Whitney. Speaking of which, we didn't talk about this. Lindsay had her baby last week.
Oh, Mazel Tov.
Yes,
What's
she had a name? Sage Jill Cusick.
You know, with celebrities, like it could always be worse. That's like a normal name.
Well, Jill actually comes from her mother-in-law who died last year. That's why last season Spicy had to dance with Jenna for the last 2 weeks they were on the show. But
wait, Eric never answered our question. Jonas Brothers.
Are the Jonas Brothers a boy band? No. All right. Yeah. There's a picture of the baby. She's adorable. Aww. And Lindsay. Yeah.
Lindsay's one of my favorite coaches.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's awesome. But after last season dealing with Sean Spicer, she deserves a season off.
Well, Grace, anything else to talk about from the episode, from the weeks ahead? Anything exciting going on?
I mentioned this, but Cheryl hinted last week in an interview that she might end up retiring from the show pretty soon. And she was eliminated this week. I mean, Cheryl has been on the show since season 2. This is her 23rd season out of 29. She's getting up there in age. She's in her mid-30s now. I mean, like I said, she started off season 2, won season 3 as well. She's been in the finale several times. She hasn't been there in a long time. So she's been snubbed several times. This was kind of a fitting way for her to go out. But I was hoping that she could go out the way she started by winning with a boy bander. Unfortunately, we can't have nice things.
But what we can have is this fun podcast. Grace, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me. You're lucky it's not a full night. Stars.
All I can say, I'm Adam. That was like a 13-year-old Adam voice crack. I am Adam Samuel. You can find me on Twitter at Adam Soapbox. I run my website, adamsoapbox.com, and my YouTube channel, which there's a video that's been sitting on my computer for literally a week, and I've just never had a chance to upload it. But I promise it will go up tomorrow. It is my review of The Accidental Billionaires, which is the story of the founding of Facebook. which was made into the Social Network movie. Grace, did you check out the movie?
No.
Oh, pretty good movie.
I've pretty
Jesse
much only been
Eisenberg,
watching Disney movies in quarantine.
Andrew Garfield. He was Spider-Man. No,
I watched Nightmare Before
he was on
Christmas on
Glee.
Sunday.
I've never seen that movie.
It was fun. It's a Halloween movie, though. It's not a Christmas movie. Danny Elfman
All right.
says so.
Where can we find you, Grace? What link should we share?
Okay, well, first off, Eric just messaged me and said that, yes, the Jonas Brothers are a boy band. Reality2_Grace on Twitter. I am also a judge on Dancing with the Stars Showdown. It's at DWTS Showdown on Twitter. We have our finale on Thursday, and then we start another season, and I have not picked the celebrity I'm going to be for my judge. And also Eric wanted to suggest American Idol premieres on February 14th, Valentine's Day.
I'm excited.
Also President's Day weekend, so I don't have to worry about my bedtime.
At this point, something's got to be good at some point. We're overdue for a really good season of anything. No, we're not overdue.
I mean, we are, but at the same time, we can't have nice things anymore.
You know what, Grace? Gotta keep the faith. Gotta dig a little deeper. Gonna do you are. Dig a little. Anyway, there was some Princess and the Frog. No?
I was wondering what you were doing. Like I said, we keep singing. We're going to get copyright strikes.
You can't get copyright strikes from you singing. You have to sing good.
Oh, yes, you can. I've seen it happen.
Really?
Somebody I know who has a YouTube channel got a copyright strike for singing Happy Birthday and they didn't even sing the whole song.
How much did they sing?
Like a little snippet. It was like one line.
I would be honored if a YouTube executive or someone is watching our channel closely enough to give us a strike.
Eric says, Adam, everything's going to suck. That's just life now. But if anyone has a suggestion on what celebrity I should be for the next season of Dancing with the Stars Showdown, leave it in the comments below or tweet me.
Grace, I'm excited to talk American Idol. You'll be joining us for those podcasts, right? We'll do a triple.
Maybe.
We'll discuss. Anyway,
3's a crowd.
3 is.
I'm definitely joining
fine.
you for your end of the year wrap up. That's for sure.
Of course. I can't believe the year's almost over. Grace, what is happening?
I know.
Where did this time go? I'm gonna be 26.
To hell in a handbasket.
What is happening? Anyway.
Yeah, you're gonna join Eric and I in the over 25s category.
I'm already 25.
I know, but it's the over 25s.
I'm
not that it matters because you're not a singer anyway.
In 2 years, I'm gonna age out of being able to audition for American Idol.
Same. And I've auditioned for the show before, so it's not like it's.
What did you sing?
I sang the A-Team. I was gonna sing At Last, but they said if you're gonna sing At Last, we suggest you pick something else. I was like, that is actually a mood with these shows. Like, I wish they would have a band list.
I would sing. What would I sing? "Staying Alive" by the Bee Gees. I'd go in like the full disco pants.
I mean, I did get to meet Clay Aiken.
Was he nice?
So that was pretty cool. Yeah, he actually. We were like, it was finally getting to be my turn. That thing took hours. Because like literally, like you go in and you're just like waiting for it to be your turn. They do like one section at a time. And I think they started lining up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I didn't get to audition until 2 in the afternoon.
Steve Wozniak.
No, this is not.
I think he was talking about No, I think he was talking about the Apple stuff. Anyway, Grace.
I mean, I've been good contestants before. I was Mel B last season. I was Brandy this season. Maybe I could be AJ.
Anyway, Grace, this was fun. To our
We've
viewers.
devolved, and I've got a chicken in my oven, so that I need to work out.
Oh, well, now you're making me hungry. Anyway, thank you so much. We will be back. 2 more episodes for Dancing with the Stars, and then gotta find something else to talk about, Grace.
We get to take a little vacation until American Idol starts. A 3-month vacation. We get to hibernate.
I think I might be doing something with Eric, so stay tuned for that. But otherwise, till next time, deuces.
Good night.